in the world wants to watch a canceled show? I've heard this before, but I ask you, who doesn't? Just because 2020 killed these shows doesn't mean that you have to as well. It's been a crazy year for everyone and everything, so with the help of my TiVo Stream 4K, I'll pay homage to all the great content that lost its chance for a new season. I reviewed everything that happened on streaming platforms this year, so check out the top 5 canceled shows in 2020. But first, to sweeten the blow of all those amazing stories not getting renewed, let's start with some good news. Remember The Boys?
Pardon my French. Fuck those fuckers.
Then add Invincible to your watch list. Robert Kirkman, the creator of the Walking Dead series, is pulling out all the stops for his Amazon Prime exclusive show called Invincible. If you're into comics, then you'd know by now the source material. If you're not, it basically goes like this. Mark Grayson, the main character, is just a regular 17-year-old, but his dad, Omni-Man, is basically the strongest superhero on the planet. Stuff happens, and eventually Mark ends up with superpowers of his own, which sounds good, but it goes kinda sideways. Kinda like in The Boys, Invincible shows superheroes can be real assholes, and this Omni-Man dude is on a whole nother level. You'd think having Kirkman is the highlight of Invincible, but the cast for this 8-episode, hour-long series is really the best I've ever seen. Steven Yeun of Walking Dead plays the main character, J.K. Simmons of Spider-Man fame is his dad, then you have Oscar winner Mahershala Ali, who made season 3 of True Detective on par with the first, plus Seth Rogen and Mark Hamill. With this awesome show on the horizon for 2021, let's see the best and brightest shows of 2020, which ruthlessly got the axe. Who knows, maybe if more people watch them, they get a second chance? I'm gonna start off with my guilty but totally not guilty pleasure, Santa Clarita Diet. This is a colorful sitcom with Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant that takes the zombie genre and brings it to the suburbia.
Oh shit, someone's coming. Hurry, let's get some. That casual.
Think Desperate Housewives, but not lame. It's actually with a really happy and regular suburban family, that is, until Drew Barrymore starts eating the neighbors. The whole show follows her as she becomes her best self with the newfound confidence brought by a zombie-like virus. She eats people, loses fingers, chases spider brains around, and her husband, like the supportive husband he is, tries to keep up. Before getting the axe, Santa Clarita Diet managed to get 3 seasons, and trust me, it never lost momentum. Everyone I showed this series to started off skeptical, but couldn't get enough of Barrymore and Oliphant's wild ride through Zombieland. Number 4 on the list goes to Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, featuring insane amounts of pink, glitter, and other 80s extravaganza. I'll be honest, I would have never watched a show about female wrestlers on my own. It was only when my TiVo Stream 4K Dash brought up Mark Maron's face that I gave it a chance, and now I'm basically mourning its cancellation after season 3. Glow is based on the famous 80s wrestling Band of Women and mixes humor with surprisingly heartfelt moments and believable characters.
You want to wrestle with mommy? So when you're older, you can talk about it with your therapist.
Think Orange is the New Black, but 80s. The wrestling part of the show gives you Russian Zoya the Destroyer facing off with the as American as apple pie Liberty Bell. Then it goes in depth showing the personal lives of these wrestlers, including the part when one main character has an affair with the other one's husband. Sprinkle that with lots of other colorful characters and Mark Maron being the grumpy leader, and you have a comedy that's not just glittery, it's really gold. The same can be said about the Kominsky Method. Just like Glow, this is another subversive comedy focused on showbiz. Only this time, it follows around a really grumpy old man, an acting coach played by Michael Douglas. The Kaminsky Method seems to be made of mostly tolerating extremely annoying wannabe actors, moaning about the lost golden age of Hollywood, and arthritis.
You know, I wake up every morning, my first thought is, what part of me is not working today?
Yeah, we are passengers on boats slowly sinking.
Your boat is slow? I'm like when the Titanic was pointing up.
It's truly a funny show, which helps it sneak quite a lot of heavy lessons about life and friendship along the way. Just to put it into perspective, this show is so good that Michael Douglas won an Emmy for it over Donald Glover, Sacha Baron Cohen, and Jim Carrey. And to give you some hope, even though the Kaminsky Method is canceled as of now, it will get a third and final season next year. On a more serious note, and landing on number 2 on the best series Murdered by 2020 is Altered Carbon. This show takes the premise of Joss Whedon's Dollhouse and a few actors to take it up a notch in sci-fi. It follows a world where tech is so advanced, people can drop their body at any time and upload their consciousness into another, called a sleeve. At its core, Altered Carbon was a police procedural of the future and tried to explore a lot of themes. Unfortunately, the timing was off, and here came Netflix swinging the axe.
Oh my. Of all the godforsaken rocks we've been to, we're right back where we started. Harlandsville?
Thought you swore you'd never return. What compelled you?
I'm still looking for her, and I can't walk away.
Something tells me that if Altered Carbon premiered this year, it would have definitely gone on to have more than 2 seasons. Just look at what's happening in gaming, with everyone losing their mind over Cyberpunk 2077. Altered Carbon was just as sleek. And on a deadly serious note, the best show that was cancelled in 2020 is Mindhunter. Disagree? I will probably fight you over this one. With David Fincher as executive producer, Mindhunter was an underrated gem for everyone fascinated by serial killers. If you love stuff like Seven, Zodiac, Silence of the Lambs, or The Bone Collector, Mindhunter has it all. The same atmosphere, even some of the same serial killers. It's based on a book that tells the true story of how the FBI Behavioral Science Unit got started. Remember Criminal Minds? Mindhunter is that, but also art, with some chilling performances from the actors who played the notorious criminals Ed Kemper and Charles Manson. It's slow, it's cerebral, and unfortunately it's just 2 seasons.
Psychopaths are convinced that there's nothing wrong with them, so these men are virtually impossible to study, yet you have found a way in near perfect laboratory conditions.
Who knows though? Add these shows to your list, the renewed interest might make the media gods take notice and give us some more episodes. What about you? Which show got canceled leaving you begging for more? Share a recommendation in the comments. Also, if you didn't already, subscribe to our channel to catch next week's episode. See you soon.